Starting any mix, you want to learn how to be deeply organized, as you're going to spend a lot of time fooling around and hunting and pecking for things. All the more with live gigs. If you are doing a set and you know, have a relatively complicated show, you have to know where things are. In this scenario, we're going to kind of make up a little scenario where we are doing a remix for an artist, and I go to my browser and I have all the tracks that they sent me, 48 some tracks. So I have my stuff selected and I just hit return, and it's going to spill out my tracks from there on out. This right here is the track slider bar. Okay, there's an overview. We've looked at this before. And this shows me how many tracks I have in my arrangement. If in fact I had stuff going on in my arrangement window, this would be populated with little ghosty colored images corresponding to those clip colors. Great. So pull this off. There's a key command for it, Option Command 0. Okay, so how do you resize everything? I know how to resize one track like that, but I want to be able to resize it all. I see guys try to, shift click, and yeah, you can do that. So I shift clicked everything just like that in the title bar. I pull it all down like this. Don't have to do that. So one selection with the Option held down will resize them all. Now let's just say that all these pink ones are drums. How do I select these things so that I can build, visually organized mix? So what I do is I'm going to hold down my Command key, get pink ones. This is called a discontiguous selection. So I've got all my pink ones just like this. Okay, and I want to move all these and put them in one place. Try to put them all at the very beginning, just like this. So I'm going to grab the first one, move them all over to channel 1, and I'm going to let go. And now I have them all grouped. And I'm going to right click and say pink. I can be, very small track sizes and shift click all those and just work on a portion of that mix in very high detail, just like this. Now that we're in zoom mode, there are things that become revealed only upon zooming. And what I'm referring to is there will be some numbers that appear as soon as I slide upwards, and those are decibel meters. So if some monkey's on the phone saying, "I told you to have my mixes at -6," and you go, "What's he talking about?" You get down in here, you zoom this thing up, and you go, "Sir, they're at -6, so why don't you go and," okay? So if I was working on these tracks and I have my drums going and I'm like, wow, they're all good, it's just too loud, I can just click and grab them. This is new in 8, very handy. And at the same time, I can also change relationships. Get fussy over here. These are the overheads, kick drum, and this is this way, and that's this way, and this one's here, and this one's great sounding up there, blah, blah, blah. And then I can also shift click these guys and change those relationships within. That's like grouping, really. So that's pretty cool. Now, how about renaming? I want to name all these tracks. I have to name them, drums in some way or another. So I have them all selected, but I right click and I have no group rename sort of a thing. Okay, so in the absence of that, I see guys do this where they Apple R, they say drums, snare, whatever, and then they hit return. Then they shift with their arrows, arrow keys move you back and forward. And they do that all over. They do that the whole time. Here's a better way. Apple R, kick. I don't hit return. I'm just going to hit tab. D112, tab, under snare, tab. And then, you jack one up, tab. How do you go back? You just shift tab. Okay, so that's how you can rename like that.